Check 1 2, check 1 2, check, check, check. What's up, guys? I see that a few people jumped in early. Um, like I said in the tweet, I think those guys aren't going to be here for another like 25 minutes or so. I'm still setting stuff up, and if you could make sure that you like the video and also share it on Twitter or wherever else you want to share it. Get as many people in here as you can so we can hear all about Protocol X together. I will be back to you very shortly. All right, y'all. Hey, let me know if everybody can hear me pretty good as well. And here's me in the picture. Yeah, just let me know that everything's good. Appreciate it. La, 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 la. All right. Hey, what's happening, y'all? Thanks for being here. I'm expecting more people to come in, hopefully, as we get started. Again, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already done that, go ahead and do that and share the video everywhere you can share it. Let everybody know that we're going to be starting here very, very shortly. It's recorded. I mean, if people can't make it, time zones and work and whatever, they can always come back and catch the replay. I just heard from LL. He's getting himself an energy drink, which the guy's already full of energy. Yeah, right. Anyway, he's getting an energy drink, so he can come in with the hypeness, I guess, and he will be in shortly. Then we'll wait for Frag. Frag is sometimes on time or a little late, but we want to make sure that both guys are here before we really get started. I have up the chart. I was looking at the chart. So a couple things I've noticed, and maybe you guys can tell me in the chat because you probably pay more attention to it than I do. I'm looking at the traders. Last time I looked at this, it was 1.06 thousand traders. So what is that? 1,060 traders, right? Because if it was 600, it would be 1.6. So 1,060 traders is some odd traders, what we had last time. I'm looking now and I'm seeing 1,090 traders. So like 30 some odd more traders than the last time I looked at it, which, sorry, might have been yesterday or the day before yesterday. I'm also looking at these green candles. Now, this is the 4-hour chart. So over the past few days, we've seen a steady little incline. We know that at 505, we are not exactly at all-time high. I mean, all-time high was way up here, 4011, somewhere around there. So we're back about halfway from there. So Rackoff has quite a way still to go. What that means is that it's still early for a lot of people. But I've seen this definite upward trend over the past couple of days, and I'm wondering if this is a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. Put that in conjunction with a few more traders, and understand not everybody buys this and is holding it and is waiting for Protocol X and waiting for all the other things that are going on. Some people are actually trading it, so it wouldn't surprise me that some people know that we're going to be announcing today what Protocol X is, and they bought some, and they're going to wait, and once the announcement is made, that's sell the news. So if we see this dip back down, that could be what it is. But I'm also thinking that there are a lot of people that have been on the sidelines that have not necessarily got into Rackoff yet because they're aware of Protocol X. They're aware that we're building this thing that we've been telling everybody is going to be huge. But I've heard from quite a few people, to be honest with you. I'm not going to jump in yet. I'm watching it. Let's see what Protocol X is, then I'll jump in. And so I think that we could also see, and this isn't financial advice, you guys all know that, right? Just my opinion. I think that we could also see, once we announce what this is, and it is big. I'm not backpedaling from that at all. It's pretty big, right? Once we announce what this is, I think we could potentially see people be like, oh, really? That's what you're doing? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. And because we are back at 505, right? And we know that we've run up to lose a zero easily. They could decide to jump in now and grab their bag and hold on to it, waiting for the actual implementation and launch of this thing. So it'll be really, really interesting to watch over the next couple of days after this announcement happens, what actually happens with this chart. But I mean, I got to tell you, this is just still a very, very good spot to either get in or build your bag. Give me a second. Somebody's sending me a message over here. I just got to figure out who it is. I've got a few different screens, which I confuse myself because I'm just not good with this technology stuff. Um, I don't even know who that was. I can't even find it. All right, whatever. So yeah, currently we have like, I don't know, I think 10 people in the chat right now, or 10 people watching right now. A little less than, to be honest with you, I kind of expected, but everybody also knows that it starts at 11:15. So once we get going, hopefully some more people will jump in. Uh, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to put them in the chat, but I'm going to let the guys talk. We're going to chat for a little while. My idea is at the end of once everything has been talked about and revealed and whatever, then I really want to take some questions from you guys and give it to Frag, give it to LL, and let them answer those questions. All right, so hang out, chat amongst yourselves. Again, don't forget that like button. Don't forget to share. Um, there might be some people in here who are not able to chat. You have to subscribe to be able to chat, and you have to be a subscriber for like 5 minutes. And then you can actually type in the chat. So if you're having trouble, that could be the issue. But go ahead and do that. And I don't drive people crazy to subscribe to my channel. So subscribe. Uh, if you have no desire to be subscribed, you just want to chat today, unsubscribe later. I don't care. That's up to you. All right. LL is messaging me, and I will be back to you guys very shortly once those guys jump in.
Hello.
Oh, I had my mic off. LL, I just heard you say hello, but now you're muted. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just testing my audio. Let me try to contact Frag. I think he
Okay,
knows
cool.
what's going on, but just to be sure.
Sounds good. All right, I saw some new people entered. Hey, everybody, make sure you hit the like button and share. And I just heard from Frag. So hopefully we'll be getting started on time, about 6 or 7 minutes. All right.
DJ?
Yes, sir. What's up?
So can you hear me, DJ?
Yeah, I can
talked to
hear you.
Frag.
Frag just said hey in our Project X DM. And I said hey back, but then that's it. So
Yeah, we were WhatsApping, so he's joining us in a couple of minutes.
All right, cool.
Then we can start.
All right. Yeah, we can get started right on time. About 3 or 4 minutes.
Am I echoing, DJ? Like, can you listen?
You're
Can you
not,
hear?
I don't think so. Everybody let me know. So I got somebody that said, Shakir Muraday says, can't hear you, Trev. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me? Because earlier everyone said I sounded fine. So let me know if you can hear me and you can hear LL. LL's always a little soft, but just let me know if you can hear us both pretty good. Goku Paula says, nope. Nope, what? Can you be more specific? All good for me. Yeah, if everybody can kind of give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I mean, no settings have been changed. Goku Paula says all good. Okay, all right. So Shakir, I don't know if you can hear me at all, but everybody else can hear me, so maybe turn up your volume. I don't know. Laura says she hears me. All right. As long as Laura can hear me, I don't give a damn about the rest of y'all, to be honest with you. That's my girl. And she hears LL. Cool. Bobby says good. M9090 says good. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. There's a little bit of a delay. I asked that probably, I don't know, 45 seconds to a minute ago. So it's just kind of the way it is. All right, yeah, everybody don't forget, hit the like button. Uh, it's not necessary, but if you really want to kind of get noticed, the super chats are on. So feel free. Yeah, like I said, if you kind of just got in, now the voice is clear. Thanks, Trev. I didn't do anything, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I said this earlier. Feel free to ask your questions and chat, in the chat and everything. Actually, the more activity in the chat, the more YouTube kind of tells people, hey, there's something going on here. So feel free to just chit chat about things. I'm probably going to let these guys talk and explain what's going on. We'll have, some conversation about it. And absolutely want to take questions from all of you, the community, as to, whatever questions you have, these guys are gonna take care of it and field it for you. So when rug, I mean, I think we pretty much already established, Kay, that rug doesn't happen until what is it? Is it I forgot the market cap that we said before we're gonna rug. And Frag's here. Cool. Frag, can you just give me some audio? Let me know that everything's working good.
1, 2, 3 test.
Yep. Gotcha. I gotcha. Both of you guys are a little soft to me. I don't know how everybody else hears it, but you sound a little soft to me. So I don't know if you can get closer to your mic or whatever. That'd be great.
Do you mean with soft? You mean
like volume?
I can try. Okay, I can try. Yeah.
Yeah, even that's a little better. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, all right. So everybody's here. Yeah, everybody's ready.
Yeah. I'm ready. If you can hear me fine, if volume is fine, then yes.
I can hear you fine. I'm just waiting for you guys to turn on your cameras and we'll be ready to go. I'm joking. Oh, shit. There he is. There's Mr. Frag. Hey, brother. I don't think I've ever seen your face before. You know that? Turn your mic on. You don't mute your mic at all. Just leave it on.
Yeah, okay. Probably you have to live with the fact that my wife is playing the clarinet in the background. So maybe.
Yeah, as long as she doesn't play any popular songs and I don't get demonetized, we're fine. All right. Cool. LL is gonna be shy. That's fine. I didn't even expect Frag to turn on his camera, so that's awesome. Matter of fact, hold on one second. Can I do this? Let's see. Yeah, I want to go like this. Look at Mr. Frag. Yeah, I've never. Have you ever shown your face on camera yet?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, have you?
I had some interviews with Classic Crypto pretty much in the beginning.
Okay.
And yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
Cool. No, yeah,
But
I miss.
I think we had no like cam on, like we two had no we never had an interview like that. So
No, no, never, never. So that's cool. I was gonna thank you for being for letting me be the first one you showed your face on, but classy. That's no, that's cool. All right. I think everybody is pretty excited. We got a few people in the listen. You new guys that came in, make sure that you hit the like button. Everybody's pretty excited about this. Because we kind of had everybody going saying that we're not going to tell you what this thing is until like the end, until it's done. And then, everybody will find out. So when we started talking about the fact that we're going to kind of chit chat a little more about it, give a little more alpha as we go on. And then ultimately, when we said, you know what, we're just gonna tell you what it is. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting a lot of DMs. Everybody seems pretty excited to hear all about it. But I want to kind of keep the suspense going a little longer, and I want to talk about kind of how we got up to this. I want you guys to tell the story. And I was talking to LL yesterday about this. This whole idea, this whole dream, if it was relayed to me right, this started back when you guys kind of had something else going on, yeah, and this was the goblins thing.
so I remember actually that I remember LL dreaming about it, like when we first met after he was or he like went away or walked away from Terra Rebels.
Oh, really?
Pretty much, yeah. That was the first time he dreamt about such a kind of protocol,
So this is a
if I
long
remember
time coming.
correctly. Yeah,
All right,
yeah, absolutely.
that's cool. LL, tell me a little bit about I guess goblins. Who was involved in goblins, and I think that I don't really remember what happened. Did you actually try to do this when you guys had the goblins thing going on, or explain that all to me?
Okay, so with goblins, when it started, it was like end of summer, and autumn last year. We wanted to do this coin, which was called like Lung Goblins. And the idea was because everybody was calling the Lung community goblins, like in a bad way. We thought like it's fun to be the Lung Goblins. So that was like the brand idea. And the protocol idea, like, man, it's like one of my dreams since I went into crypto, right? Because I have like dev background, not as serious as Frag or the others, but I also have like a development background in traditional software dev and .NET stuff. I developed apps in .NET Core, some web apps, stuff like this. So having like my own thing in crypto was always like a dream, right? And with Terra Rebels, it was like a community thing. So it was, in my opinion, like I didn't want it to be something privatized or whatever. It was like community effort, but I was like, maybe I can make some contacts, for in future, build something. So it was always a dream of mine. And with Lung Goblins, the idea was to basically make it happen with the guys. And it was Frag and Rocco. They were like with me. But at that time, we did it different. We basically started to do all sorts of planning and, basically everything that we do now in an agile way, like step by step. As the project matures, we implement better processes and stuff and get more serious about things. And at that time, we tried to do it the other way around. And we did lots of planning, talking, and everything, and up to the point where we basically just had to launch the pool and all the stuff. And at that time, it broke apart because I had my private thing going that I don't want to talk too much about here, but like I had a breakup after like 10 years, 11, 12 years, whatever. Rocco had a similar thing shortly after, so there was like not really a way for us to focus on the project the way it would have deserved it to have the focus, because now I'm like pretty much spending my last 3 months on this every day as much as possible. So at that point in time we couldn't do it, so we just didn't launch. We released some light paper and then I think we didn't launch it, so nobody had any losses or something like this.
All right. Yeah, women can get in the way. All right, so that's what happened with goblins, and you saw the opportunity, I guess, to this thing that Frag says you've actually been dreaming about and talking about since you kind of left the Terra Rebels, and I would imagine that you had thought about it even when you were with them, but you weren't able to bring it to fruition.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought I was looking outside my window for a minute. Anyway, so you weren't able to bring that to fruition with goblins. But obviously it's something that you really, really are interested in and really want to get done, because it's followed you everywhere you've gone. This thought and this dream of creating this thing has followed you. So now that you're here with Rackoff, tell me, I kind of know because I was there, but tell everybody else how we kind of started chatting about this a little bit with Rackoff and trying to kind of how it came to the point where we figured out we're actually able to maybe get this done.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, I think I contacted you pretty much the first day when I launched Rackoff, which was pretty much in the night for me. It was like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. So I contacted a couple friends, couple contacts I have, and I said, like, I'm launching this thing. I have big plans. Obviously, I didn't say what I want to build, but I said, like, I have some plans. It's supposed to morph into something more serious, but for now, it's like just a little fun project, fun coin. And I remember contacting you and asking you whether you want to join the team. And you denied in a very polite way. And I remember you saying you are going to take a look, and if you like it, maybe in future at some point you may say something about it, or maybe not if you don't like it. And you said you don't want any coins or tokens, which I respected. So that was it. And then I think the next day you released like this video where you were like 20 minutes. It was huge advertisement. You said like, these guys are legit and they're building something and let's support them. And I think market cap was like, I don't remember, like 30 grand or something, maybe 50. I don't know. I don't remember. But at that time, I think we had the talk, and then from there, it kind of started. Then you introduced us to your friend, to your guy, the dev guy. So yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it went down, and it kind of brings us up to where we are today. So we're gonna talk about what Protocol X is. I mean, I think people who maybe have followed the whole goblins thing, I mean, you kind of had, you told me, I think, that anybody who followed goblins, if they knew, what you were doing back then, might be able to actually figure out what you're doing now. So I don't, there may be some people out there who kind of have an idea of what it was or whatever, but we're here today to basically just kind of release it to everybody. And I almost feel like I wish I had like a big band behind me, drum roll or something, but I think we're ready, right? Why don't we go ahead and I don't know which one of you wants to talk first, but why don't we go ahead and tell us, what is Protocol X?
Okay, so maybe I should do it. I can.
Frag's muted, so you have no choice.
Build up some mystery. No, so Protocol X is one of the first thing I was exposed to when I touched DeFi, when I looked into crypto, what it is, what can be done. I think it's also one of the first DeFi applications that weren't available to crypto. one of the most basic things that you would need if you want to run DeFi stuff on your chain. It's also the same thing that made Luna huge, right? And USDC. Because I think most people think it's the market maker module, but in my opinion, it's not. A market maker module is like, it's nice, like candy, but it's not what caused demand for USDC, because what caused demand for USDC is Anchor protocol, because you could basically earn stable yield on your stable coins, on your dollar coins. I think mainly the USDC thing. They offered you 20% APR. APY was, I think, even higher. So that's what made everybody want to accumulate USDC, right? And then it was easy to hold the peg, because if everybody, if the peg goes to 90 cents, it basically means you can get 20% on your dollar and 10% discount by buying it. So everybody would buy it up all the time until they couldn't pay the interest anymore. So when I was in Terra Rebels, I was one of the guys with a couple others that always said, like, let's focus on the demand side. Like, why should people even buy USDC? Because if you repeg, you can't just magically peg it to $1. And if you can, why should people keep buying it? Because you need demand. Like, you need something that solves the demand side. So that's what we try to focus on. And then the idea was basically to somehow revive Anchor protocol, the lending protocol of Terra. And I think last year at some point I discovered Cavern, or Cavern. I don't know how they pronounce it correctly. So Cavern protocol is like a fork of Anchor where they, I think they improved some things, but it's still very basic, and it works the same way Anchor worked pretty much, except for the 20% fixed APR. Somebody sets the rate there. And what you can basically do in the protocol is you can provide Luna or liquid bonded assets like liquid stake Luna or whatever. You can use it as collateral to borrow basically stable coins, Circle USD and I think Tether USD. And what Frag and I have envisioned is basically take Cavern, fork it, make it work on Luna Classic, but improve it in multiple ways so that it becomes the most flexible lending protocol in the cosmos, hopefully. And so that many whales would want to use it, so that we have not USDC yet, maybe, but for now, the known stable coins that are working right now, we would have inflows of them. We would have trading volume on Terraport because people want to trade the collateral assets that you could use in our protocol. We would have TVL on Luna Classic, right? Because everybody would want to send their coins over and actually use it, because you will be able to basically earn yield on stable coins, on your crypto, do both sides, how do you say this, open, both-sided positions. It's a very flexible protocol, and we hope that the dev team, like, I'm pretty confident now that they're going to implement the stuff exactly the way we want to. It's going to take a bit longer than we would have thought and we would have liked, but we hope that it's going to be a success for every one of us. So yeah, that's Protocol X. That's the big reveal.
Yay! All right. At least Sean is in the chat. Seems to be very shocked and very happy about that whole thing. That's awesome. I'll be honest with you. I don't like finance stuff right over my head. So I don't necessarily even understand all of it, even though these guys have been explaining it to me since the beginning. I just know that, like, the part of it that I do understand, this is actually going to be huge because, like LL just said, this isn't just Rackoff. This isn't just Terra Classic. People from all over the cosmos are going to be able to use this. Now, it's basically going to be a fork, although improved, of Cavern Protocol, right? What happened? Is there anything else right now like this in the Cosmos that is actually working? And what happened to Cavern? How come is Cavern not operational anymore?
So actually, Kevin is not. It's still operational, but I think they kind of deprecated the protocol, and they are going to abandon it because the founder of Cavern doesn't have time to maintain it anymore. So he kind of want to like retreat from crypto. Or, that's what I know from it. Yeah, LL, if you want to say something about that, except yeah, I mean, from what was the question actually?
So I was asked. Well, I asked, yeah, what happened to Cavern Protocol?
Yeah,
You know,
that's
if it was
basically
still
it.
operational, and if not, is there anything else in the? Basically, I'm saying, is this going to be the only protocol like this throughout the Cosmos currently? Which obviously would mean that people would have to come to Terra Classic to use it.
Yeah, so it's we said that it's the only protocol that kind of is a fork of Anchor protocol. So when Cavern is going to be abandoned, then it's going to be the only one in Cosmos that kind of is a fork of Anchor protocol. But it's not only a fork of Anchor protocol. So we have some very interesting additions to the protocol that kind of make the protocol unique. And I'll leave it to LL to talk a bit more about it. But basically, in this form, it's the only thing you can use in the Cosmos.
All right, LL, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. So what Frag said is basically right, and I think Cavern, like after or right before the TFL case was like coming to an end, they announced that they're going to stop the protocol and don't want anyone to deposit, and they're slowly going to like wrap it up over the next weeks or months for several reasons. And for other lending protocols in the Cosmos, I know there is Mars protocol, they do lending. I'm not sure how much you can do there, but I don't think you can do all the stuff that we envision. I think maybe Aave or the other one, I forgot the name. Frag, maybe you can help. There's another big one on ETH. Compound. Maybe
I'm just
Compound has
aware of
something similar.
Aave.
But I don't think they have the same features, because what we want to allow is, should I leak it?
Well, I mean, I think there are so many differences between what actually is being built here and anything else that has been out there. And I think what we talked about, unless you decide you want to change that right now because you had your energy drink and you're all hopped up, I think what we talked about is that there's still going to be some mystery to Protocol X, because as we get these things going, we're going to drop that information as to what the additions are, what else you can do with it, what else it's going to do for Terra Classic or Rackoff or whatever else. But if there's some part of it that you want to leak right now, I mean, you got the floor, man.
No, I mean, that's big enough news. Let's just keep it like this. It's going to be like, it's not going to feel and look like the Cavern or Anchor stuff, and you can do much more with it, but let's leave it like this for now.
All right, sounds good. So, all right, I want to, and there, you know, the questions are already kind of coming in, but hold on to them, guys, because a couple more things I just want to kind of get out there, and then we're definitely going to take some questions. Sean's ready to go buy his Lambo. He obviously understands what this thing is and how huge it is, and that's awesome. Tell me the relationship between Rackoff, those who are holding Rackoff, those who should be holding Rackoff, and Protocol X? Why do you need to have some Rackoff, and why should you get as much of it as you can in order to utilize this protocol?
Okay, so Rackoff is is going to be the governance token of the protocol's governance. So basically, you will be able to stake Rackoff in the governance, and some portion of the fees that the protocol earns, which is basically the difference in interest rate, I think. And this is going to be distributed to the governance, to the DAO. So basically, everybody who's staking, some portion of it is going to go to the Terra Classic community pool and Oracle pool. That's something that Frag and I wanted to do to benefit like Luna Classic. I think I can say the numbers because we were pretty clear on them. So we said 15% is going to be distributed to Luna Classic, Oracle pool, and community pool, split in half, so 7.5% each. Half of the protocol's earnings are going to be distributed to the governance of the protocol, and the other funds, some of it is reserved, some of it is like for liquidity bootstrapping, some of it is maybe for the delegators of Rackoff validator, who knows, might be the case. So yeah, that's how it's going to benefit you. And basically what it means is a lot of Rackoff out of circulation. A lot of the top wallets are like either founder wallet, let's say. It's not pre-minted stuff. Then you have one big wallet which with team tokens, liquidity tokens and stuff in. Then you have a lot of seed investor wallets that are going to be staked. And hopefully some of the retail people, they also want to stake their coins. So that's why Rackoff is actually more scarce than it looks like. And it's hopefully going to become less memeish in the chart and valuation, but stay fun on Twitter or on X.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now what about looking at Terra Classic? Because we've told everybody, you know, this isn't only going to be huge for Rackoff, but it's really going to mean a lot to all of Terra Classic in that whole community. So, you know, just in layman's terms, right? How does this actually benefit Terra Classic and those that are holding Lunk?
I mean, that's something that LL already said. Like, the protocol is going to earn yield, and the yield is not only going to be distributed to the holders of Rackoff, but also to the Oracle pool and the community pool, which means that protocol is going to benefit the Luna Classic ecosystem. And we kind of understand Luna Classic as being our like infrastructure. So when you are a citizen of a state or like a nation, then you are paying your taxes, and the taxes is used to like build streets, or it's not used for whatever. Maybe depends on the nation where you are. But I mean, usually it should be used to like maintain your infrastructure and your like cities and so. And that's how we understand the giving back of yield to the to Luna Classic basically, because it doesn't make sense for a protocol to build on a chain and then don't give anything back, because we wanna maintain our project, we wanna have that deployed on the chain, and for the protocol to function, it's necessary that the chain is functioning, right? And so that's basically, and that's why we feel the need to give something back to Terra Classic with the protocol.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I also want to add something.
Go ahead, yeah.
DJ, I'm sick and tired of being poor in Luna Classic as a project. You know, we're like begging for 20 grand, like, oh, we don't have 20 grand for this, we don't have, it's
Yep.
like ridiculous. So if we want to have a protocol on Luna Classic, then it would make sense to have the chain benefit, because then we can also like make a proposal and say, hey guys, maybe I don't know, maybe we need an audit, you know, maybe we need this, maybe we need that. And right now it's like, obviously people will get mad because we cannot afford it. They're right. So we need to build something that actually like generates cash flow for the chain also. And I don't think like the text is nice, but if nobody's using the chain, it's worthless, right? So let's make people use the chain.
Yeah, and it will actually demonstrate to a lot of other people who could be building on this chain, that, you know, here's a major project, a major protocol built on Terra Classic. It's successful. It's not only successful in and of itself, but it's also bringing more volume and more action to Terra Classic. And hopefully, we're really hoping, I think, to just open the door and pave the way to a lot more things like this coming in and building on Terra Classic, because it's kind of a great chain. You know, whatever stigma it's had for whatever reason, because people wanted to kind of shit on it or whatever, it really is a good chain. So this was awesome. It really is. It brought me back from, you know, obscurity. I mean, I really had no interest in Terra Classic at all, because there was nothing like this that was happening. And so that's why that next day, after I looked at this and saw kind of what you were doing and understood it as best I could, that's why that next day I jumped right on this, because this is really, really huge. And then I also talked to our lead developer, my developer friend, one of them, and explained what was going on. And he got me really hyped up on it too. So yeah, it's pretty good. Just to, and you kind of probably said this in so many words, but just for my simple, smooth brain, ape kind of brain, and you know, and that of some other people who might be listening. So I think it was Mortadello. I think that's the guy's name, a community member. He was tweeting a lot yesterday and saying, "Hey, you know what would be great? It would be great if we could make a lending protocol on Terra Classic, and the community could put their coins or their tokens or whatever up to be lent, and then they can share in the profits of this, that, and the other thing." Is that pretty much what the community is going to be able to do with this protocol? Is that kind of how it works? Like, how do they make money with it?
Is the question how the protocol makes money?
Well, all right, you've got Rackoff. You're going to buy Rackoff. Rackoff is going to be the governance token or whatever, right? So you have that, and you have the protocol. Now, how does that transfer into community members and holders making money because of this protocol? What can they actually do with it that is going to help them make money or increase their bags?
Okay, now I got it. So if you hold Rackoff and you stake the Rackoff in the governance, then obviously it works basically the same as Luna staking. You basically are a governance member, you get voting rights, and there is a staking reward pool. I think Frag has to correct me if it's wrong, but I think it works the same way. There is a pool which gets filled up, and then basically people are eligible to withdraw rewards. The same way it works on DAO Zone or on Enterprise DAO. It's basically the same concept. But the interesting part is, like, when you get rewards from somewhere, you always have to ask where are they coming from. Are they pre-minted? Are they earned somehow? Are they minted while they pay rewards? You know, it's all different. And in our case, it's coming from real-world economic activity. So basically, people want to have a loan. So they need collateral, they need to deposit the collateral to get the loan. Somebody has to deposit the stuff that you want to borrow, right? Whether it's crypto or stables or whatever. Somebody has to provide it, so somebody expects yield on it, and somebody else is willing to pay yield. And usually the guy who pays more than the guys who earns yield on the deposit. And the difference in interest is what the protocol earns. So it's a very nice business model. It's pretty safe if you do it right. And if you don't overpromise people yield, which we don't do, or that's something I can leak, like Frag actually redesigned or changed the interest rate model so that it doesn't chase a fixed number that we set, but it's basically done dynamically. It's calculated. So that's how you earn with Protocol X.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Um, All right, and before I turn it over to the community, if these guys have any questions or whatever, predictions when this thing is really first off, and let's just tell people where we're at right now with the development team is all the documentation and everything has been submitted, everything's been approved, exactly the way these guys spelled out the way that they want this to work. That documentation has come back, so the team absolutely understands exactly how these guys want this thing built. And then the team was to have met this past week and actually put together kind of a roadmap or milestones or whatever, and then submitted that to these guys. And there's been I don't know if it's a delay in it, but I expected it maybe a couple of days ago. Talked to the lead dev this morning. He was having issues with his Discord, but he says that we've got a private Telegram room for Protocol X. He says that he will be posting that information for these guys in that Telegram room to kind of review today. And I think that's kind of the only step in between them actually starting development, actually writing the code for this thing. Is that right?
I think so, yes. If the roadmap is okay and Frag verifies it, then we can give them the go. So we're
Okay.
pretty much set.
All right. And hopefully we are able to get that today. All right. Yeah. So once this thing is done, and we can't really give you a time frame on that right now because I know that question is going to come up. Honestly, in a perfect world, if I were to guess, and this is just my guess, I would say, I don't know, September-ish, October-ish. Somewhere around there, I think is maybe what we're aiming for. They could tell us that, and then they could pop it right out, and it could come out a lot faster. But obviously, we want them to take their time and do it right. With these kind of developments, I've seen these dates shot for, and then this and that comes up, and it takes a little longer. So it's hard to say when it'll actually be done. It's a huge thing, I guess, to build. But once it is built, ready to go, approved, online, predictions. What is this going to do, or what should it do? What do you hope that it will do for the price of Rackoff for Lunk? Is this parity thing between Rackoff and Lunk? Is this a reality? Is this like a real thought? What do you guys see happening?
I can jump in on that. So first of all, I see like the first thing I see is like TVL. That's basically what we want to see on all the coins on Lunar Classic, like all the whitelisted assets for the protocol. Like first you will have a demand on Rackoff because people will want to have staking yields on Rackoff. They are going to lock up their Rackoff in governance to get voting rights. And that's basically locking up tokens, which means you kind of reduce the circulating supply on the tokens, and which means that, yeah, so you have like the two partners in the market, like demand and supply, and you want to like play them out such that the price eventually goes up. But yeah, and on the other hand, we not only have like Rackoff being locked up, we have all the coins that are whitelisted for the protocol. So when you wanna borrow Lunk, you have to lock it up first, and usually the demand, or like you first have to lock it up, and then you can lend it out again. So it's not basically locking up, but the thought is that the pool is not always used to 100%. So, and that's basically driven by the price, which means the interest model is like balancing the pool. You not always have like all the lung that was deposited will be, not all the lung in the deposit, not all the deposited lung will be lended out by lenders, because the higher the lended amount, lended out amount is, the higher the price is, and this disincentivizes the lending side. So it's a bit complicated to explain in like a non-technical way, but you will have a lockup on tokens, which means you drive up the TVL, and TVL is usually the indicator for the valuation of a token or for protocol.
Maybe I can explain it in layman terms, Frag.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Frag, did I actually hear a price prediction in there? I don't think I heard one anywhere.
No.
You will not hear any price predictions from me.
All right, I
What
tried.
What
Go ahead,
Frag was
LL.
explaining is the dynamic interest rate model of the protocol, how it's working internally, I think. And basically what you can like think of, do you know Tony Hawk's The Skating Game? You probably all know it, like on PlayStation, on Xbox. Yeah, so you have to balance like your skateboard, right? When you're like grinding, or I don't know how it's called, you have to balance it. And if you go a little bit too much to the left, you know, it goes like extremely right to the left, and if you balance it too much to the right, it goes like the lending pool is the same. It has to be in balance, and like the dynamic interest rate, it kind of balances out the pool. Like if too many people are borrowing, it becomes very expensive to borrow, like, and then other people have to like come in, either provide more of the stuff that people want to borrow, right? Or people have to close positions because borrowing becomes very expensive. So this way, the skateboard or the pool, it always balances itself out. Like this is how it's going to work. If that makes any sense, like that's an easy way to explain it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I still didn't hear a price prediction from anybody. And like I said, this whole thing that people have been talking about as far as actually parity with the lunk price. I mean, is that a reality or is that just kind of a dream?
I think it's like mathematically it's possible, like because we have 1/6 of the supply. If you get to lung parity, which would mean like one Rackoff is worth one lung, then your market cap is still 1/6, and it's the fully diluted value, right? If you take the Rackoff that are going to be staked, then you get even lower market cap. But even if you take fully diluted value, it should be possible. But I think that's stretching it. Like that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about bringing lunk down to the price of Rackoff, right? We're talking about getting Rackoff to the price of lunk.
Yeah, but I mean, like usually protocol should not have higher market cap than the chain, in my opinion. Like,
I got you.
But at parity, we would still be at 1/6 of lunk's size, so that's not unusual. But then the protocol has to really take off. Like the higher the locked value in the protocol, the higher it can go, and the more coins are staked. Obviously, like the more coins we stake, we try to have continuous burning pressure, like a little bit, you know, like we're not over promising anything in terms of like we're burning down all the supply, because usually it does nothing. You have to burn from the actual supply that's like liquid, and not from some illiquid supply that you have in your treasury anyways, then it doesn't do anything, in my opinion. So we keep burning. We want to allocate a little bit of the protocol income for this, right? With the validator, we're going to somehow structure it so that we can like grow liquidity. Basically, you use all the real world income or cash flow to benefit the project. And then 15% goes to the mother chain, so to say.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. All right. Everybody in the chat, if you have questions, let them go. If you're having trouble typing in the chat, understand you need to be subscribed to the channel in order to chat, and you need to subscribe for at least 5 minutes, and then you'll be able to chat. So if you've been trying to type in but it's not working, that could be your issue. So if you want to ask a question, just subscribe. You can unsubscribe later. I really don't care, right? But subscribe to the channel, ask your questions. I know there's a little delay, so I'm asking for the questions now, and it's going to be maybe a minute or so before I start getting them. But if you have them, I think even Rocco said he had a question for LL if he's still here. Yeah, let him go. Let him go now. All right. Tell everybody why they should grab themselves some Rackoff. I mean, whether it pertains to Protocol X or not, what are some of the things that are happening? I know we've got Redline working on this market making bot and also some what is the other thing? Some other bot that he was doing, right? Did it have to do with arbitrage or something, right? But what else is happening? Why should people grab themselves some Rackoff if they don't already have it?
To be honest, like there is stuff going on, but the main reason is Protocol X. Like if you don't support it, then you hate Lung, and you should sell all your Lung at this point. Like because before that it was just a meme. Now it's like, sorry, something essential we're building for the chain, and if you don't support it, then in all honesty, then you should get lost from Terra Classic, because it's really going to support the chain, and now you don't have any reason not to, in my opinion. Harsh words,
Right.
but I mean it like this.
Yeah, go ahead, Frag.
It's still going to be fun. Like, I mean, it was born as a meme coin, and I kind of, for me, it still stands for like the Terra revival, and like has nothing to do with the TFL case anymore. It's just, yeah, it's the meme token for Terra Classic. It's not going to be a meme token forever, but it's kind of like going to be, yeah, it's kind of like your kids are going to be grown up, but they are going to be your kids, right? So Rackoff is a meme token, and it's going to grow over the meme token status, but it's going to stay meme token.
Yeah, I see no
Yeah,
reason. I see no reason why it doesn't stay fun. I mean, you know,
then
so
you will
far we've
never
been having
stop.
a great time. Go ahead, LL.
Then he will never stop to make the memes. So
Yeah, yeah, that'll never stop. All right, so now that we know what it is, we called it Protocol X because you know you use X when you don't really have a name. Had you guys even started thinking of what you wanted to actually call this protocol? Because I can make some suggestions if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, we kind of, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of have, I kind of had a short talk with LL about it, and we kind of thought about Juros, or some kind of, yeah, that was just pretty. that was, yeah.
What is it again, Frag? I'm sorry, it's
Juris,
the accent. I'm
like,
sorry, I didn't spell it. Maybe
Juris, like coming from, there's a that's a silly idea, actually.
Oh, okay, it's not a serious one anyway. All right.
There's it. You in Germany you have a central website where you can look up all the laws of the country, and that's called juris.de.
Oh, like as in jurisprudence. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I heard that before.
Yeah, right. It's like it has to do with the fact that Rackoff is a judge, right? And so that was basically our idea. But maybe we come up with better name in the future. I don't know.
I mean, you're saying that's silly, but when I first heard that a long time ago, I actually kind of liked it, to be honest with you. LL, did you have any other ideas?
to be honest, I liked the one from Frag.
Juris, right?
Yeah, that one is nice. I don't know if it works in English, but in German it's nice because it makes sense. It's also like related.
Well, yeah, it does. It's still a legal term in the United States, or in, I mean, I don't know about England, but English or whatever. But in the United States, yeah, we talk about jurisprudence, and we talk about juris in a few different ways pertaining to legal stuff. So not only is it a cool name, it actually makes sense. What do you think about maybe coming up with a list of 3 or 4 different things and putting it out to the community for vote?
Yeah, we could do that maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure
Maybe we
everybody's going to
should.
be
Maybe it should be our first governance vote in Rackoff governance. That would
okay.
be fun.
I mean, I got a feeling you're just going to be getting all kind of like suggestions from people anyway. You know,
I like the working name in the Git book, like Rackoff protocol. That's also fun because by
right.
now Rackoff is like kind of established.
I mean, it ties it into the project, right? It keeps the brand, it keeps it all one ecosystem kind of thing. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I don't know. We'll talk about it. Frag Rocco said he didn't realize you were so handsome. Yeah, you got to be careful with Rocco. Him and these lady boys. You know, I don't know what's actually happening over there, but all right. Let's see if we had any questions from anybody. Michael Allen says, if Rackoff, this isn't a question. If Rackoff hits 1 cent, I won't tell people that I'm rich, but there will be signs. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Who is excited for Rackoff? Everybody's pretty excited for it at this point. This guy, let me keep scrolling down. Oh, I might have gone too far. New Lamb, I'm subscribed. Rocco says he's subscribed to my channel with all his alt accounts. Send DJ to 3K subs. Rackoff will kill a 0. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't care less about subs. I really couldn't. Now we only we only need Bruce alts. Okay. What is the max supply of Rackoff token is a question.
1 trillion.
1 trillion. Okay.
And it's
see.
like falling. So that we like disabled any kind of minting functionality.
Okay. I'm not seeing a lot of questions, which, you know, whatever, it's fine. I'm sure the questions will come up. So here's what I think I'm going to see, and I don't know how you guys feel about it or how you plan to handle it or if you've even thought about it. But one of the reasons that we've kind of kept Protocol X under wraps up to this point was, you know what happens as soon as somebody posts something. Well, it used to be Agora, but now on Commonwealth or whatever. Everybody and their sister has an idea on how you could make it better, what you should add, what you should subtract, why it sucks and it'll never work, or whatever, right? You got some jealous people who wish they thought of it, but since they didn't think of it, maybe they want to tell you how to do it so that they can add their name to it. We wanted to avoid all that, but it's out there now. You're going to have, and a couple of names come to the top of my head, which I'm not going to actually say, but you're going to have people saying, oh, Crypto Dream, thank you very much for that $1.99 sticker. Appreciate you, brother. I didn't even know that you were in the chat. That's one of my old time mods. Anyway, so I have a feeling that now we're going to start seeing, oh, that's what it is. Oh, why don't you guys do this with it? Why don't you do that with it? Maybe you can make it do this, make it do that. If you ask me, I think between Frag and LL and our lead dev, who really just has a lot of knowledge about like everything, right? I think they got it together. I think they've got it nailed down. So it's not that nobody is or I wouldn't appreciate people's opinions and whatever. And hey, who knows? Maybe somebody will bring something up that you say, wow, I didn't really think of that. Maybe that'd be cool. But how do you guys feel about that? Or how do you plan to handle now the onslaught of, oh, that's what it is? Are you going to do the, how are you guys going to handle that? Are you going to ignore it? Are you going to like take people's opinions to heart? What's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, from my personal standpoint, I mean, since I'm in the Lunar Classic community, I've been always like open ears to everything, basically, which kind of was my, yeah, it's like, how do you say it? Like it's the good and the bad. Like when you hear everything and you listen to everything and you answer to everything, then you kind of make yourself vulnerable. But I mean, I'm always open ear, and I don't think that I personally always come up with best ideas. I think that people should, if they think they have a good idea, then they should voice it. And so me personally, I will always listen to it and discuss that with LL. And I mean, from when the protocol is being built and when it's on chain and deployed, then it's always, of course, difficult to like let suggestions flow into the protocol, because like when you want to change something in the UI, then that's no problem, of course. But I mean, but in the end, the contracts are going to be on chain. They are kind of immutable. And when you want to have like changes on the protocol or how it behaves, then you will have to make changes on the contracts. And since the contracts will be renounced, they will be governance owned. Everything that comes up will go through governance, and that is basically how the community or the DAO will like filter the good ideas from the bad ideas. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to say. If LL wants to add something.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, LL, what do you think? Do you think that you could potentially get kind of bogged down in the mire of everybody's opinions and and all that stuff? I mean, do you think that becomes or can become a hindrance to actually just getting the damn thing done because you guys know what you want and how to get it done anyway?
I think at this point, no, because we waited with announcement to the point where we can't change anything anymore. Like, we're going to build it this way. And of course, like with products like this or in software dev, you can always like reiterate later and like add stuff, change stuff. But for now, like we have a plan, and like I think you saw the requirement docs. So I think the features we have are nice. And I think your friend, the lead dev, he liked them too, because if he didn't like them, he wouldn't even think about helping us with this. So
Right.
I'm pretty confident that people will like it. And it's not really a retail thing. Like what we're building is not really like, it can be used by retail. Like retail can basically use it to be the lender side, because for them it's easy, right? You just deposit some crypto, you earn some interest on it. That's nice. But for the lending, for the borrowing part, it's more geared towards like professionals or bigger players. Because of the way we build it, we hope that whales and people that run sophisticated strategies and want to borrow stuff, go long, short, whatever, that they will like our protocol and they will use it, which will actually make all of us benefit, even if you're not a whale, just normal retail.
I think you guys have done a really good job of kind of explaining what this is, what it's going to do, how it benefits. But any of you out there that are either watching live or watching the replay later, and you have any questions, leave comments in the comment section or just reach out to these guys on X, whatever. We want to make sure that everybody in the community really understands this thing and understands the potential and how really, really huge it is that they've really gone above and beyond to get this thing built. All right. So Jody, I believe is how you pronounce it, says, who is working on the UI? I mean, that's the dev team, right? I can't hear you, Frag. You're muted.
Yeah, it's the dev team. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Pudgy says not a lot of questions because it's been well explained and discussed. Yeah, I agree with you, Pudge. Let me see, or just blank as bridge. I'm not sure even what that question means. Should name the project after a Cosmo thing like Project Nebula, Project Big Bang, Project Supernova? Okay. I mean, that's an option. Michael Allen, thank you very much for the super chat. Did the devs buy into Rackoff. And if what you mean by that is the development team, I have no idea. I don't think anybody's asked them. Nobody asked them to. It wasn't a requirement. But whether they, and I understand why you would ask that question because, if the guys who are developing it and building it said, "Oh shit, we're building this, let's buy some real quick." I mean that, that kind of speaks a little bit to the potential, right? So I get the question, but I really don't know. I don't know if they've bought in or not. I can tell you, and I think I've told you before, that the lead developer, this guy, this friend of mine, he is not very easily impressed by much because he has seen and done so much in this industry. It's unbelievable. So not a lot really impresses him. And when I brought this to him, I wanted his opinion on it so that I could know whether it was something to help me decide whether it was something I wanted to talk further about or whatever. And he was blown away by it. He straight out told me, this thing, if this is built correctly, this can really, really turn Terra Classic around. It will bring a lot of volume. It will bring a lot of interest to the chain. There's a lot that this can actually do for it. And he is the one who told me, if they need help with anything, let me know, right? So if that kind of answers the question, maybe Michael Allen, that you're trying to get to, that's all I know right now. But I don't really ask people what they bought, what they didn't buy, or whatever. This thing blows up. I'll tell you what, I'll give them some of my Rackoff. All right. Anyway, let's see. If we stake our Lunk tokens with Rackoff Validator, does all the fees generated go to burn Rackoff tokens? If so, how often will the burns occur?
Yeah, so we currently we are using the words, or LL is actually the one who has the control over it. So, but currently we are collecting the staking rewards, buying up Rackoff, and then burn it from the commissions on the validator, and
Okay.
also from the rewards. But yeah,
So there's no set schedule, like we're going to burn every third Thursday and the whatever.
The original idea was to burn it weekly. I don't know. I'm not monitored. It's LL who has the control over the.
Yeah, until now I did it weekly, almost weekly. This time I did some DCA, so I'm 1 week late or something. So if you paid attention, the validator did buy up some. So I think it's around 35 million Rackoff or something.
Okay.
That's going to be burned. I
Awesome.
thought if I always do it on Sunday, it's a little bit too obvious for people. So should be a little bit of surprise.
Okay, cool. All right. Also, will there be any additional incentives? Like, can we earn more Rackoff tokens if we stake our Lunk? Anything like that in the works?
So the thing is, what I want to do is distribute some of the protocol rewards to people that delegate with us, if that's possible. But like airdropping or like giving away Rackoff is a little bit problematic because we didn't design it like this. So we would have to take the coins from somewhere and basically you just create sell pressure on your own token. That's also why we, like, at least I'm happy that Protocol X rewards will basically not be Rackoff. It's only a tiny amount that you earn in Rackoff because it's going to mostly be stables and the collateral assets. And of course, I want to have Rackoff as a collateral asset so that you can borrow something against it, right? But it would not be smart to use much of that for collateral because it's still volatile. So you would just mix it in. And therefore, people that stake Rackoff cannot earn that many Rackoff, if that makes sense. But
Okay.
you will earn some, I guess.
All right. Hopefully, Bobby, that makes sense.
I just wanted to add in that, I mean, the idea of the protocol, or the vision basically is that we only want to distribute what the protocol earns, and we don't want to distribute anything that was pre-minted. We don't want to incentivize pools. We don't want to basically the only thing we have in mind is like the airdrop campaign, but that's not like major. So we don't want to have any kind of inflationary pressure on the holders.
Okay, awesome. Let me see. What assets can we stake when it launches?
Okay, so you can stake Rackoff, and the other stuff is not really staking, right? It's lending. You can lend out other crypto that we whitelist. Probably blue chip cryptos from our own chain and other chains. I think we didn't discuss it yet, but it makes sense to use blue chips from friendly chains, from big chains, stuff like this. You could also use tokens. You can also stake LSDs, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Frag has to explain, like liquid bonding staked assets. So yeah.
Yeah, LSDs. So you mean like liquid stake, liquid stake and derivatives, which means you kind of lock up your long, for example, like any L1 chain asset that earns L1 yield on a chain, like you lock it up in a contract and the contract stakes it for you and gives you a voucher basically on that lockup, and the voucher is representative for the lockup, and you can like let it float around. You can put it into a DEX and you can swap it, so you can basically instantaneously exit your position. You're like making a staking asset means you open a staking position and you can basically immediately exit that position by swapping your coins. And yeah, so that's basically what an LSD is.
Right, cool. Let's see. I have high hopes now, Sean says. Jody asks, all right, I guess he's clarifying because I didn't understand his question earlier. My question was, will the Protocol X will come out with a finished UI, or is it planned launched like the Rackoff Bridge UI blank? Does that make sense to either one of you? Do you understand what he's asking?
It will come. Yeah, it will come.
Okay.
Like it's not like like the bridge. That's kind of blank now. That's just because it's kind of my hobby project, basically. So that's I'm not like we are paying devs for this, and we expect them to have like the back end, which are the contracts, and which and the front end, which is like the UI. We expect them to have that ready, and like not like the bridge. That's not the case. That's just because, yeah, it's just because it's my hobby project also.
Okay, I had no idea what he was talking about, so I'm glad you did. How many Rackoff tokens have been burned already? Bobby asks.
Out of my head, I think about 80 million something, maybe 70, and I think with the new like batch from last week, it's going to be 100 something.
Okay.
Maybe Frag, maybe should I reveal my mistake from the beginning?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should. It's right.
Yeah, maybe
go.
it's a surprise. So we burned like 130 something is going to be burned, 130 million. And then another 8 billion, unfortunately, is lost forever because I sent it to the wrong contract because it was late night and there was some miscommunication about launching. And I was like, Frag, you should do it. I really shouldn't do it right now. And he was like, I can't. I think something was going on. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And of course, I fucked up. Sent 8 billion to the wrong address, which I think at the time was like, I don't even know, like $1,000 or $2,000, and now it's like I don't even know, 50 something.
Did
like
you
this.
say 8 million or 8 billion?
No, 8 billion.
Oh my God. I mean, listen, next time you fuck something like that up, can you send it to my address? I mean, so they're just gone. They're like, you don't, nobody has control of it, right? They're gone.
They are gone. Like, this happened when we wanted to open the BNB launch, the pool, I mean.
Okay.
And 8 billion was kind of our initial liquidity in the BNB pool. And so LL wanted to send it through Wormhole, and he kind of sent it to the Wormhole, like the core contract on BNB chain. But that's absolutely renounced, and you can't get anything from that. So that's lost.
So whatever you see listed,
but it's lost.
Whatever you see listed as the current supply, deduct 8 billion from that. Wow. All right. Well, whatever. This shit happens, I guess. All right. So what was it? So where were we? Bobby asked. All right, how many Rackoff? When are we going to be able to stake Rackoff? You got a time frame on it? I mean, that all comes with the protocol, yeah? Frag disappeared on me. Hello?
I think, like, I was talking with Frag if it makes sense to launch the governance stuff maybe a little bit earlier, but I think like we plan for that stuff to be released with the protocol, or at least with the governance part of the protocol. But I need to talk to Frag, like how we are actually going to do it.
Okay, because we don't really have in front of us the actual milestones yet or whatever, but something that we've talked about is there are going to be, the way this is going to be developed, there are going to be actual portions of this protocol that are developed, and then you guys can run it through testnet, and then if everything's good, you can actually, you don't have to wait until the whole entire protocol is developed before you can use any of it. You can actually use different pieces of this, yeah?
Yeah, that's the intention, basically, yeah.
Okay. All right. So no exact date for that answer, Carlos, but soon. We'll just say soon. Better load up on Rackoff, Sean says. I think that's the point that we're trying to make here today without actually making that point, because we can't tell you to do that, but we're trying to give you the information so that you can make up whatever decision that you want to make yourself as to whether you should buy more. I'm not shy about saying, I've said it a million times, I haven't been working lately, but if I were, I'd be past 2 billion right now, and I'd be working on my way up to 3, because if you really understand what's being built here, I mean, and you don't grab some Rackoff, I personally think you're nuts. All right, where are we? I mean, will there be a Rackoff burn counter on the protocol so we know how many Rackoff token have been burned? Do you have any kind of counter? Is there going to be a counter when this thing is developed?
I want to have something like a protocol dashboard or like a token dashboard, and you would see like the burn stuff there, because burning is not like a direct part of the protocol, I think. So
Yeah.
in that dashboard, you could see something else. But for the token, we want to like build a dashboard. That's one of my plans.
All right. Redacted says Dev burned. That's bullish. All right. He lost the same amount. Carlos said you lost the same amount that he holds. Carlos, you're holding 8 billion Rackoff. I mean, congratulations, bro. If that's the truth, that's awesome, but it also kind of pisses me off. So, all right. Let's see. Sean, wow. Bobby, we appreciate the fuck out of you guys. 8 billion Rackoff tokens out of circulation is a good start, even if it wasn't unintentional, I guess. Wait, did I hear right? 140 million plus 8 billion going to be burnt. Well, the 8 million isn't really going to be burnt. It's just kind of missing. It's on a milk carton right now. Damn LL, why couldn't it be my address? Yeah, no kidding. I think we all feel that way. 8 billion gone. All right, and that brings us down to the end. Oh wait, thanks DJ Trev. I appreciate you and all Rackoff members. You all are allowed me to have hope. Yeah, I feel you on that one, Carlos. I guess if I had 8 billion, I'd have even more hope than I have right now. But this project actually has given me a lot of hope as well. It's given me a lot of hope for Terra Classic. It's given me a lot of hope that I might act, I joke around about it a lot. I don't expect anything to actually retire me, but it's actually given me hope that this is something that could potentially, if I'm able to actually accumulate the amount that I want to accumulate, and this thing goes down the way it seems like it's going down, it could happen. It could happen. It gives me hope as well. All right. Final thoughts, guys. Frag, what do you want to wrap this up with?
Yeah, basically, I'm pretty excited about the project, and I'm really, really happy how everything came together. I'm really happy about not only the Protocol X, but about how this all turned out to be like uniting the community, and like LL did a really great job in doing so. And like, yeah, like Danny says, it's a summer of love, and I really like that.
All right, cool. LL, what's up?
I'm super excited and nervous now because now we have to deliver. Like the cat is out of the bag.
Now it's out there. Yeah. That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really know what to say. Just
All right.
I guess we just keep working, right? We've been working towards this moment where we can reveal what we're actually building, and now we hope that the community supports us and like lets us figure out all the legal troubles and whatever. Like I'm having to figure that stuff out, how to pay the devs to make it happen. So we're busy on that end. And the team has to like we get a little bit more professional. The team is like complaining to me why we don't have more meetings and stuff, rightfully so. So we will just be busy in the background. I still try to tweet a lot, but just have a little bit patience, and then hopefully we can reveal something soon.
Yeah, there is still a lot to navigate. Again, getting the actual development going, establishing the legal part of it, actually being able to pay the devs, and everybody should understand, without getting too personal, this is coming out of these guys' pockets. People are investing or whatever, but ultimately it's coming from them, right? Nobody's asking anything of the community or anything like that, but you can help, right? You can help with just the same kind of support that you've been giving all along, on Twitter and just, kind of keeping up the energy, getting the word out there, but also delegating to the Rackoff node helps. There are things that you'll be able to do to help. You guys were talking about the liquidity at some point too, right? Because we kind of had that conversation with the lead dev. And what is it that you would like the community to do as far as, is there something that they can do to help out with the liquidity, or where do you want to get that right now?
Yeah, so we actually need a little bit more liquidity in the main pool. Like we were advised that optimum right now at the current Lunk price and Rackoff price, right, would be around, what did he say? Like 150 grand, I think. And now we're at 50, I think. So and obviously, like if the price of Rackoff goes up and Lunk goes up, the liquidity in dollars higher, but that's not what he means. Like we need more LP token, or like not like this, but more liquidity actually pooled at current prices, or at higher prices, but it's cheaper to do now, to have like the optimum in terms of liquidity. Like it's not bad, but it could be better. But at the same time, we're a bit cautious to like shield liquidity providing, because it's not like completely risk-free, depending
Right.
like, because how it works is you have to provide two sides of the asset. You have to provide Lunar Classic and you have to provide Rackoff 50-50 on the current price. What happens is you earn trading fees. That's a nice part. You can check the APR on Terraport's web app. I think it's in between 10 and 50% APR. It fluctuates with the trading volume. So the higher the volume, the higher the APR. And the more off the pool you earn, the more you earn too. Like it makes sense to earn to have more shares of the pool, basically. Same as staking pools. There is a risk called impermanent loss, which becomes permanent the moment you withdraw your liquidity and get back your tokens. And the loss is not really a loss in dollar terms or something. It could be, but it doesn't have to. The loss is a relative loss to the dollar value that you could have if you just have held both assets. So instead of providing them 50-50 to the pool and earning fees, you would just hold the assets spot basically in your wallet. And then if the trading volume is not high enough or your share of the pool is too small, then the impermanent loss could like eat up your profits basically compared to what you would have had if you didn't provide liquidity, if that makes sense. So that's something that you have to deal with. If you provide liquidity and you wait until the point where the price like returns or the impermanent loss becomes zero, then you can draw it and you have zero and still earn fees. But you have to calculate that. And because most people are not aware how it works, we are like hesitant to tell everybody to pool LP, but it would actually help us a lot if people did.
Yeah, it could help a lot if you're able to do it and understand that there is a risk. I will tell you, I've heard from a lot of projects about talking to their communities about adding liquidity. And you are the first one, and I say a lot, I mean a lot. You're the first one I've ever heard say to the community, it would really help us if you guys could help to provide some liquidity, and there are potential benefits to you to doing that. But also there are potential risks. You're the first one I've heard actually say that. Everybody else just tells people, yeah, do it. You can earn this, you can earn that. It's going to help out the project, blah, blah, blah. But they never really iterate to anybody, you know, this impermanent loss thing and that potential. To me, that really, not that I needed it, right? But it really does speak to just the genuineness and the transparency that I've been telling people from the beginning. This is why I love this. The main asset that this project has is these two guys, because they're just honest, they're upfront, they're upstanding guys. They're not going to bullshit you. They're not going to try to screw you out of anything. They'll tell you, listen, this would help us, but you could lose a little bit. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, man. I really do. I don't really know how else to say it. Thank you very much for like being like that. It gives me hope, as Carlos said. As we've been chatting, Hugo says, guys, don't forget. Yes, he's right. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really does help to get this video out to some people who maybe wouldn't normally see it. But also feel free to kind of just push it out yourself. Rocco says, great job. Carlos, I will put some liquidity in pool, but I don't know how. All right. You know, get these guys on Twitter, few, you know, Discord, a few different places where you can reach out. And I'm sure that if you really want to do it, you know, send a DM, whatever you got to do. These guys will help you to get it done. And we appreciate that, Carlos, with your 8 billion freaking Rackoff. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, but isn't there IL if the price go? Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. All right. Everybody, thank you very much. Everyone who attended and listened to this live and hung with us for like almost an hour and a half. Do your work now. Now it's your turn, right? You're in this community, you have some Rackoff or whatever. You want to see this happen, do the work. Get out there and share this video, talk about it on Twitter. Keep the hype going. Everything that you guys have been doing has been really, really good for this project. So thank you to you all as well. Rocco, I can't wait to hear the space, the next space, because there's no holding back now. Now we can just kind of talk about everything and let it flow. And your spaces are awesome. And there's a lot of people in there who are probably going to have a lot of really good questions. So I can't wait for the next one. Let us know when that's going to be. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you shortly. All right.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Awesome.